Sabrina claims she called Martinez and asked for his help.
Let's go, man. Let's do this, man. Come on. Let's do this, man. I'll see you all around, man.
She picks up Martinez and another gang member. They return to the party. Three partygoers are shot and sustain minor injuries.
Did you see where the shooter went?
Police arrive on scene and interrogate the witnesses.
Listening to beats, and then all of a sudden, just crazy gunshots going off.
Within hours, Martinez is arrested. Sabrina is also arrested and charged with conspiracy to commit murder. Martinez claims he's innocent, but he is eventually convicted and sentenced as a dozen.
I was charged with 3 counts of first-degree attempted murder, and I was sentenced to 16 counts on each attempted murder to run consecutive for a total of 48 years.
Martinez knows street life, but he's now facing the school of hard knocks, the state prison. Martinez is about to get advanced criminal training that will forever change his life. At Arkansas Valley Correctional Facility in southeast Colorado, Martinez quickly makes friends with 23-year-old Alan Lucero and 21-year-old Alfredo Serna.
Planet. I was in the process of fighting my case in the
Hello.
Court of Appeals, and so I figured out help planning, but I wasn't.
Make sure you guys subscribe.
Serna gives Martinez his first assignment. He has to figure out how to defeat the perimeter sensors. He knows he has to get up close to the sensors to see how they work. He hatches a plan. He starts a fight in prison so that he'll get thrown in the hole. He knows that once he's out of the hole, he'll be put on a work program.
We would have to clean the rocks around the perimeter of the fence. And I took that advantage to measure the sensors, see where they pointed, how the fences work, where was the best spot to cut.
Thank you for
Where was the
subscribing.
weakest spot, and the best spot to not be seen by the
Hello,
child.
everyone.
And every night I would go back. I would draw
Make
it
sure
up.
you guys subscribe if you're new to my channel.
With military precision, preparing for every possible contingency.
We went to Liberia.
On the phone.
What is everyone up to?
Determined, yeah, they were provided with a getaway car, they had guns, they had drugs, they had money, pretty much everything they needed to get out of the area.
Without one critical object, they won't be going anywhere. 2 weeks before the escape, they finally get their hands on it.
They had obtained
Romania.
supplies and cutters. We had some information that they had actually paid a fair sum of money to get them. They obtained this through another inmate that had taken them out of an area where they should have been secured. That is a tool that you don't want an inmate to have, and they had access.
As they get ready to escape, Serna and Lucero recruit a third inmate. Then, Serna works hard to try and get Martinez to be the fourth inmate.
This dude was a good friend of mine. No one else wanted to go, and I kept telling him, why do you want anybody else to go anywhere? I said, because if the tower shoots at me, it's 4 chances out of 1 that I get hit. So I was like, yeah, I understand it.
December 7th, 1999. The day of the prison break. The fourth inmate backs out. Martinez decides to join the prison break.
Let's do it. I'm down, man.
Hope was far away. I'm stuck with a 48-year sentence. So it was like, what can I lose?
As darkness falls on Arkansas Valley Correctional Facility, Martinez, Serna, and Lucero know they have two critical advantages.
In December, it gets darker an hour earlier. It gets darker faster here in Colorado. So we had the darkness on our side. The sensors were turned off. Sensors were turned off because I was on that maintenance crew and we were working there. They had to turn them off.
Hello.
5:30 p.m. They meet up in the Chow Hall. The prison break is set in motion. To pull off the escape,
Make
the
sure to
inmates will have
like
to avoid detection
and
by the
subscribe.
perimeter patrol truck, sneak past 2 guard towers, and work their way through 6 fences. Martinez, Serna, and Lucero run behind one of the housing units, and the prison break is almost over before it starts.
Well, you
As the
go
group
ahead and
heads to
do
the
that.
first fence, they get an unexpected surprise.
We came face to face with maintenance crew. They were coming out of the workshop.
Happy New Year.
And I don't know how they didn't see us. We thought we were caught.
Hello.
There's a camera right away there in the handball court. But then they didn't see us. We passed it, and it was just a regular fence. We jumped. And then now you had to deal with the sensors, but they were cut off.
Well, right now I'm just watching TV with my husband.
To increase their odds of a successful escape, they prearrange a well-timed diversion.
While we were escaping, we had another fight happen in Chow. We had inmates fight for us, so all security would be there. And another fight broke out.
I hope you know that your comments do not faze me.
All around.
They sprint for the next fence.
You must be that
explored by the bright
unhappy
prison
about
lights.
yourself.
Out in the open, they have nowhere to hide. Nearby, the prison's perimeter patrol guard is beginning his rounds. As Martinez cuts through the fence using the smuggled pliers, the patrol guard turns the corner, approaching their position.
Anything else you want to say?
I told everybody stay still, don't move.
He doesn't spot them as he makes his rounds. While they are frozen in place, inmates inside the prison are watching the escape go down. Cutting through the fence takes longer than expected, putting the prison break in jeopardy. By the time the inmates reach the last fence, they are exhausted. They can't afford to waste any more time using the pliers.
Hello.
They decide to risk it and climb the fence topped with razor wire.
Please hit that subscribe
Serna and
button if you
Lucero make it over
can.
the last fence, hit the ground, and run towards freedom. But Martinez isn't so lucky.
I climbed all the way to the top of the fence, desperate, but the barbed wire was too much. I got stuck on the top, into the barbed wire, and everybody else was already running away.
If the guards spot Martinez
Let's
on the fence,
see. Where's
he's as good as
everybody
dead.
from?
Once the inmate is on a certain fence, they are subject to being shot.
I was stuck, and I was eye to eye with the tower. I was expecting a bullet at any minute.
SZA fan. Hello.
Dry eyes still feel gritty, rough, or tired? With MyBo, eyes can feel. MyBo is the only prescription dry eye drop that forms a protective layer for the #1 cause of dry eye, too much tear evaporation. For relief, remove contact lenses before using MyBo. Wait at least 30 minutes before putting them back in. Eye redness and blurred vision may occur. Ask your eye doctor about prescription MyBo.
You'll be back! E-News can't help people customize and save hundreds on car insurance with limited mutual. You're just a flightless bird!
Is it dream?
What is everybody up to?
Only pay for what you need.
Hello,
Subway's
Fatima.
got a new meal of the day with a deal and a different sub every day of the week. Fresh
Well, I'm
baked
just
bread,
watching TV with my husband, relaxing,
vinaigrette, plus
being lazy.
you got the perfect lunch at the perfect price. Your coworker went with the $17 salad.
Not doing a whole lot.
Find your fresh with the all-new $6.99 meal of the day at Subway. Or make it a foot long for just $3 more.
I'm Hispanic.
December 1999.
I'm 34 years old.
Colorado prison.
These were very dangerous inmates. All three of them had committed an attempted murder or a murder.
Turning 35 in a
Bodies
few
caught
months.
In the deadly razor wire. With one last heave, Martinez frees himself from the razor wire, dropping 18 feet to the ground.
I'm getting
When I
old.
hit the ground, I was trying to catch my air. And then it hit me that, we made it. No alarms. And I got up, we was running to the car, laughing, happy.
I wish I was 20, in my 20s.
Where Santa's
Thank
mother
you.
has left their getaway car.
Right away when we got to the car, everybody was searching for the guns. Because we didn't know if they was going to come after us at any minute. So everybody got the guns loaded.
Hello. I don't want to specify where I'm from, but I'm in the U.S.
And the battery was dead. All you hear is
The inmates hope they don't have to escape on foot because they are in a desolate area and temperatures are below freezing. While they weigh their options, one inmate decides to turn in the escapees.
Canada.
He writes a note and hides it in an empty toilet paper roll. He then dumps it in a trash can near one of the correctional officers in his unit.
That's pretty cool.
When they got to the garbage can, they pulled it out and found that it said that 3 guys had jumped over the fence.
Hello.
And were on escape.
Make sure you guys
The
subscribe.
call goes out that there has been a prison break. Investigator Smokey Kurtz is one of the first to arrive at the prison.
You're not
Also like if you
expecting to get one
can.
of those calls at night. My mind is
Subscribe,
going,
like,
get a car and
comment.
head towards the facility. My first and foremost concerns are our staff safe within this facility, and is the general public safe?
From DC.
Until
Oh,
they're
wow.
captured, the general public is not safe.
These were very dangerous inmates. Gonzalo Martinez was involved in an attempted murder of 3 individuals in the Denver area. Cerna was an extremely dangerous individual who shot a police officer. Then Alan Lucero shot a 71-year-old man here in the Colorado Springs area. We knew we were dealing with some extremely dangerous people that we needed to get in custody as soon as possible.
Back at the car, the inmates try
Hello, Lila.
to get their getaway car running. Amazingly, it starts.
Yes. My husband and I own horses. We have a pig. We have 3 dogs. We have a bird.
They know it's
Desiree,
only
hey
a matter
girl.
of time before law enforcement locks down the area.
We knew right away that there was going to be roadblocks. They're going to be at the train station.
And we have barn
airports,
cats.
Bus stations. So you have to lay loaded.
Yep,
Let
full
the heat
house.
cool down.
For sure.
They start the 160-mile trip to Denver, where they have contacts and can hide out for a few days.
But we drove smoking, drinking,
Thank you.
just happy that we made it.
Thank you, Desiree. People are hating on my
We're going
eyebrows.
to get to that highway because we knew once we got on the highway, it was all open range now.
They are expensive to maintain, the horses.
The prison goes into total lockdown. The Department of Corrections launches an all-out manhunt.
I don't think my husband would be a fan of me if I gave away his horses.
And as they team will set up a
Thank you,
perimeter,
Desiree.
which is pretty large. At a certain point in time when we learned that these guys did have a vehicle, then we started deploying a lot more resources.
Half a dozen local and state agencies joined.
What about you guys? Do you guys have animals?
A canine team is launched, and roadblocks are set up to search for the three
Hello.
inmates.
They were willing to shoot out with us. They didn't want to go back to prison. They didn't want to be taken alive if that was the scenario. And they were
A
willing to
dog
shoot
named
people.
Maya. Oh, that's a pretty name.
Martinez,
What kind of
Serna,
dog?
and Lucero now have a 2-hour head start on authorities.
My biggest concern is the time is on their side. The more time they have, the colder it gets of us.
They make it to Denver and try to keep a low profile.
You just escaped from prison and now you're
We
driving
have
around, so I was
a
just hoping we didn't get pulled
a
over for
deerhead
anything now,
Chihuahua,
because
a
we weren't having
bulldog,
shit out no
and
matter
my husband has a blue heeler.
As they drive to a friend's house to get money and clothes, a marked Denver police car pulls in behind them.
A
what.
Bernedoodle?
Police officer drove out behind us. And so
Is that like a Saint
everybody was
Bernard
to be
mixed with
still.
the doodle or what?
The person in the back has a 12 gauge, so he's the first one that has to shoot, because the officer's
Bernedoodle.
gonna come on his side. So it was said as soon as he walks up to the car, then open fire.
I got this.
The officer hits his siren. I was nervous. It was gonna be a shootout.
Enjoy. Stuffed crust, buttery garlic spread. Little Caesars really stuffed it up with their stuffed crazy crust.
They really jammed it up. Yeah. They really plussed this crust up. They really dolled it up.
Is a Bernedoodle, babe, like a Saint Bernard mixed with a doodle?
How did y'all even get in here?
St. Bernard looks like a doodle.
Order stuffed crazy crust for $9.49 and get your game day delivered with.
Oh, it's a Bernese Mountain Dog with poodle. I never heard of that. Huh. I'm gonna have to look that up. Never heard of a Bernese Mountain Dog.
Cold water on those things?
Well, only one way to find out.
Tide cleans better in cold than the leading garbage detergent in warm.
Cold water can't clean duck stains? I'd say that, Mitch.
Busted. Office might say that. It's got to be Tide.
I'm obsessed with Olay's retinol body wash.
Olay retinol body
My
wash
eyes
is
are
packed
like
with our
literally
pre-treated
watering
vitamin
so
D3
much.
complex. 95% of women had visibly renewed skin in just 14 days.
My skin went from stressed to hydrated and
I'm getting
rejuvenated.
sleepy.
My skin feels so smooth and moisturized. And I've also been using the Olay retinol body lotion. Combo of the wash and the lotion is just protection. See the difference with Olay?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to search it because now I'm curious. I'm curious to know what a Bernese Mountain Dog is.
December 1999. 3 violent
And poodles are
escape
such great dogs to begin with anyways. They have such a loving
But as they start to
personality.
celebrate their prison break, a Denver police officer pulls in behind them.
The officer hits his siren and his lights on us. I was nervous. It was gonna be a shootout.
Oh gosh. Well, that's not good. Hello. I hope you're just joking.
They prepare to fight for their lives. The officer
Thank
suddenly
you.
swings to the
Make
left
sure to subscribe.
and drives right past.
This is only my second live.
As they breathe a sigh of relief, the Colorado Department of Corrections starts combing the streets of Denver. They know both Martinez and Serna are from the area, and they're starting to search the very neighborhood they are headed to.
They generally gravitate to where they can find some
What
resources.
kind of dogs do you guys
They're gonna be
have?
looking for some money. They're going to be looking for someone to stay with, so they're going to go to the only people they know, their friends. In this case, other gang members.
Yeah, for real, man. It's good to be back, man.
Martinez, Serna, and Lucero hook up with fellow gang members to get clothes and money.
Oh, okay. West
They start to plan their
Virginia.
next move.
There was really no plan after getting out of the prison. The plan was
Siberian
me and my
Husky
friend were on our
Chihuahua
way,
mix. Ah,
and the
that's
other
an
guys were
interesting
going their way.
mix.
But once we got out,
I have no
things just
dogs, just
changed.
dogs. Okay.
Mexico just came up.
Yeah. Make sure to hit the subscribe
So I
button.
figured maybe I could go to Mexico for a
Make
while
sure to
and maybe
like.
let it cool down.
After 48 hours on the lam, Martinez, Cerna, and Lucero decide they need to get out of Denver. Cerna has family in Juarez, Mexico, and they know this will be a safe hideout. They make the 700-mile trip to Mexico.
Thank you for
without any
subscribing. I just got the
problems. Carrying guns
notification.
and marijuana, they cross the border without
Cats.
getting
Okay,
stopped.
cats. I'm allergic to cats. I like
Yeah,
cats.
in Mexico, the
I'm just
police
allergic to
drive
them.
around with their lights flashing all night. And in here, anytime you see lights in the U.S., it's because you're getting pulled over. So it was kind of nervous.
New Year cold plunge. Maybe I'll
They
do
make their
one.
way to Cerna's relatives' home.
Maybe that's a future video. I don't know. We'll see.
We walked out that house. We were in like the poorest part of Mexico. Houses out of cardboard.
We're
Dirt roads, no
watching.
pavement.
What is it that we're watching, babe?
Some houses don't even give water.
Almost got
And,
away with it.
And we were free. That's when I felt that I was free. I made it.
It's actually pretty good.
That Mexico is a fugitive's paradise.
Why does this?
No, it's people that almost got away with crimes, but they ended up getting caught.
This has gone on since the 19th century.
Hello.
It's a huge, anonymous city with hundreds and hundreds, really thousands of almost anonymous spotters that you could just disappear into.
So once we crossed that border, we knew we were gone. We were good. We were free.
Yeah.
Happy. And now it's just.
Typically, they get away with crimes for like a few years, and then they eventually get arrested.
They know they need to split up. The three of them together draw unwanted attention.
I think it's on
Everybody in
Hulu.
Mexico
On
know
Hulu.
that we're not from Mexico because of our accent, so they know you're on the run, especially with tattoos, and they know we're from the streets.
Different jumpsuits.
So everybody knew we were on the run, but they didn't know for what.
Lucero doesn't speak any Spanish. He knows.
Maybe I'll see. I'll think about it.
After 2 weeks in Mexico,
I don't have like a large tub to do the cold plunge, but
we received information through Crime Stoppers that he was in a hotel in the Colorado Springs area.
maybe we'll see.
Fact,
Maybe
hotel
that'll be a
was
next video or
within
something.
yards of our headquarters offices
No,
for the
never.
Department of Corrections.
Never been
December 31st,
arrested.
1999.
Thankfully.
Authorities make the arrest. Lucero is put back
It's okay.
behind bars, while the Department of Corrections starts closing in on Martinez and Cerna.
Can ask questions as long as they're not inappropriate.
Together early on, we believe that these guys may have fled to Mexico. As we
Thank
developed
you.
more information, we realized that they were in Juarez, Mexico. We actually utilized Marshal Services assistance to have someone cross the border and take pictures of the residence where we believe that Gonzalo was staying. We had those photos. We pinpointed approximately where he was.
Meanwhile,
In the West.
Martinez and Cerna know they need Mexican papers for their cover.
Everything has a price in Mexico, everything.
What did you guys have for dinner?
People that sell you a birth certificate, there's people that sell you an ID, a visa. You could even go to the regular offices.
Hello.
Buy a legit visa under the counter.
They find a Mexican gang
What?
member willing to sell papers. For $50 each, they become
In a
Mexican
pond.
citizens.
I don't know about that.
Martinez and Cerna also have another form of security. International law prohibits the Department of Corrections from going into Mexico.
Well, I made my family some tacos.
They have to wait for them to cross the border or commit a crime while in Mexico.
Okay.
Martinez and Cerna know this and are laying low. Working
How's
on
the weather
jobs
over
at the
there?
call center.
I had no reason to be worried about living on the run. I was covered in all
Oh
areas.
no.
What-
Well, that's not
Mexican
good.
authorities was not worried about me. And U.S. stores can't just go in there and grab you.
Once he crossed that border, there was certainly a cushion.
Hopefully you're able to get a refund or get it
He wasn't being
replaced.
chased. We can't just run down in and go down and get someone or find them or take our fugitive hunt down there.
April 2000. Serna's family is having legal problems back in Colorado.
I don't know about that.
He
I work,
decides he has
so.
to go back. Within a few days of his arrival in Denver, rumors spread that he's back in town. He hides out with fellow gang members.
We did a surveillance operation in Denver utilizing the resources that we have there. We had SWAT team available. We set up the perimeter.
We have cold weather too.
He was inside the residence. He was spooked.
Really bipolar weather. It's like snowing one day and then the next day it's just sunny and bright, and then it's super cold, then it's raining.
We were able to put all our resources in place. And so we had...
Yes, I do. I do work. I don't make money off YouTube yet, so that's why I need your support. Subscribe.
He finally jumped out onto a street, over a fence, right into the arms of the Denver SWAT team.
4 seasons in one day. That's literally us.
While Serna is
Saturday and
behind
Sundays.
bars, Martinez is existing in a state of squalor. He's living in a small shack with no running water or electricity. And he misses the comforts he had in Colorado.
Do you guys get a lot of snow?
He decides to resort to what he knows best.
Selling drugs was the only life I knew. The only way to gain money on. That's what I did.
Thank you. Saludos.
You don't get paid enough down there. You could live, but you just don't live luxury. Working an honest job wasn't going to do it. I just quit the job all the way because why wake up at 8 in the morning?
April 2000. Martinez starts out small, dealing drugs at Juarez clubs to American college students.
So there was a lot of partying going on. A lot of partying, strip clubs, women, just blowing money, spending it as
Mississippi.
It just led to bigger things.
Over time,
I've been
Martinez escalates
good.
his drug trade, but he's dealing in a
We typically get a lot of snow too. Usually around the ends of January. Well,
For losing a load of drugs, or if you're
you know, as years go by, I feel like our seasons get pushed out a little more each time. We used to get snow like in the beginning of November and whatnot, and now it feels like it starts snowing like in January. So
picked up off the streets and disappeared, and then they're never heard from again.
As Martinez's drug dealing grows,
yes, I've been pulled over
so do his
before.
connections with the local police.
The police are involved in the drug game also. I've partied with these
Hello.
guys, you know. I've even known their wives, their families. I could buy a card off with a lieutenant or whatever, a high rank. And he'll say, on the back of the card, he'll sign, he'll say, this is my
Not
dad, my
handcuffed.
cousin. If you arrest him, please call me or let him go.
I remember that
Just to get out
song.
of jail free card.
Those kind of connections are critical to surviving in Mexico.
Yes,
for engaging
1990.
in illegal activity or fleeing the law. That meant he could circulate.
I
freely,
agree.
as
Global
if you
warming
were
is taking over, you
citizens,
guys.
if you're not
We're
a
killing our
criminal,
planet.
You could live a normal life, because if he got into any trouble, he'd just flash his card.
After a couple of months selling drugs in the streets, Martinez gets tapped.
Well, I
by
wonder what
major
it's going to
drug
be like in a
to
few
start
years,
running
you
marijuana
know?
over the border. He's now pulling in $60,000 a week.
We're pretty much sending at least 200 pounds in the car on a weekly basis. Sometimes some fall, some don't make it. Sometimes they get caught. And so you take losses.
December 2000. After a year on the run, Martinez decides to cross the border with a female friend and her family. They're heading into El Paso to get dinner. But Martinez only has Mexican
Yeah,
papers.
I'm 34 years old.
He's hoping to get across with just his English-speaking skills.
We get up to the line, and I'm nervous.
I don't think I would like
At
to
the
go to
same time, I'm
jail.
thinking, man, my freedom is on the line. You know, I'm trying to cross with these girls just to cross for no reason.
They pull
I
up
do
to the US
parole.
border, and the officer asks for Martinez's ID. Martinez states that he's an American and the son of one of the women in the car. He explains that they were in Juarez to eat
What
dinner
month?
and were returning home. The Border
I'm
Patrol
April.
agent doesn't buy it.
He says, well, I can't let you cross. He takes me off the car and he grabs me by my arm. As soon as the door closed, I
September.
heard the door, my mind right away snapped to my survival mode. I'm looking at the roof, I'm looking at everything, I'm trying to find a way out of that door. And I'm trying to avoid that fingerprint machine.
96, okay.
Once they fingerprint me, I know it's all
April
gonna come up.
18th. I'm April
He's taken straight
21st.
to the fingerprint scanner.
So I was going to do whatever it took.
I'm a
to
Taurus.
serve what I was planning on doing to him, but I needed to get out of there by all means.
Oh man, I know the bathroom.
I know I can't let myself get fingerprinted.
I don't know.
So
I don't
said,
really
"Hey,
dress
I
up
need
for
to use the bathroom."
Halloween.
He says, well, you can't hold it. I said, I got to use number 2. I already had to go.
2004.
I said, I can't hold it. I need to go for real.
The Border Patrol officer agrees to let Martinez use the outdoor
I feel like I look like my age.
As soon as he pressed that code on that door and it opens, I just got a relief, and I just knew it was. I had to.
I do not have a secret to.
Martinez
I
is
feel like I
talking his
look
way
like
out
my
of the
age.
holding area. But now he has to make a desperate move to stay on the run.
A Taurus. You're a Taurus too.
If you're looking for an Airbnb you'll love,
Exactly
just look
right.
for an Airbnb other guests have loved. It was awesome.
Sticky.
30 in
Introducing
August.
guest favorites, the most loved homes on Airbnb.
With so many choices on Booking.com, there are so many Tina Feys I could be. So I hired body doubles. Indoorsy Tina loves a deluxe suite.
Pokemon. Never really was a big fan of Pokemon.
You lather, rinse, moisturize, repeat, and repeat. But it's
So I'm a parole officer for the state.
It's your water. Hard water leaves a mineral residue that clogs pores and dries out hair. Culligan water softeners remove damaging minerals, revitalizing brittle hair and dry skin.
I never played Pokemon. I mean, I've heard about it, but I've never played it. So I supervise individuals that have been released from prison or jail.
But he's risking it all to try and cross the Mexican border into El Paso.
I'm not a cop. I'm a parole officer.
Martinez is quick on his feet and tells the Border Patrol agent that he has to use the bathroom.
Similar duties.
It's just the break he needs.
I just hit his hand and he lets loose, and I just take off running back across the border. I'm running back to Mexico now. And so he's chasing me and he's yelling at me, and I'm on the wrong side, running the wrong way because everybody is walking towards me. And I'm running that way, and I'm dodging everybody.
Martinez is worried that the U.S. Border Patrol has alerted Mexico.
They need to put Biden in jail. Okay.
He takes desperate action to blend into the crowd.
I see this lady walking. She has an infant, a newborn in her hands.
You're funny.
And so I tell the lady, hey, lady, check this out. I need your help. They're chasing me. Police are chasing me. I just need you to help. Walk me.
Make sure to subscribe.
Her baby out of her hands.
1 second, okay? All right, just 1 second. I ain't gonna hurt her, I swear. It's okay.
He hopes the woman and her baby provide enough cover. Martinez makes it to a stairwell that leads down to Juarez and away from Mexican authorities.
It's very interesting how different states work or different countries when it comes to sentencing.
Give her baby, give her $20.
How it fluctuates from place to place.
Once he's safely back in Juarez, Martinez decides to up the stakes.
10
He
years
starts
for murder.
expanding his drug running operation.
I think he was smart, I think he was tough, I think he was experienced, and I think he was willing to take risks, and he was perhaps lucky
It
in
is.
many cases
It's a joke.
because it is a dangerous activity.
Slovakia.
Sounds like Mr. Martinez was at the middle levels.
Thank you so
doing
much.
extremely
Make
well,
sure
very
to
quickly, and moving up in the drug
hit the like button
As the cash rolls in,
and
Martinez
subscribe.
starts buying cars and houses. But with the boost in his drug trade comes the danger of Mexico's drug cartels.
There's drug wars.
So I actually don't work in the jail.
There's always a factor and always.
I'm out in the community.
While Martinez lives the fast life in Juarez, the Colorado Department of Corrections is waiting for an opportunity to strike. They know right where Martinez is, but they can't do anything about it.
Thank you so much for
It's the most
subscribing.
frustrating thing
Much
in the world.
appreciated.
Once you know someone has gone across the border into Mexico and you really can't touch them, there's just no way
My eyes are really watery.
for the Mexican authorities to act.
Martinez routinely pays off.
Thank you for subscribing.
And he's living a drug.
I appreciate it.
But it's not a cure for home.
The whole time that I
My
was
husband's name is Carlos.
I was empty inside. The whole reason why I escaped was to be with my family.
I'm not crying, they're just watery.
I was lonely. Everything that I wanted, I couldn't have.
Thank you so much, Mila.
Material stuff.
March 2001. After 16 months on the run, Martinez's desire to see his family outweighs his fear of getting caught.
I don't know why they're so watery.
I dressed it up real nice as a regular guy, you know, some slacks, dress-up shirt, dress shoes. It was like probably about 11 at night.
Oh, you're funny.
And my lady walked me halfway. She was crying the whole time. She told me don't do it.
Hello, Indiana. Well, hello. Thank you. Make sure to subscribe.
He approaches the border patrol station.
I tell her, ma'am, I just got robbed by some guys.
Make sure to
down there in
like.
Mexico. They took my wallet. They took everything. I don't have no identification. I said,
A next name? What do you mean?
my parents, my family don't even know that I'm out here.
The agent is suspicious. She calls her supervisor and brings Martinez into a holding area. The same holding area that held
I'll
him
let
captive
Carlos
3 months
know.
ago.
Thank you.
Sit me in front of a desk. Fingerprint machine is there, and then a lot more guards start coming. And they get
Okay.
up and they start saying, "Is this the runner? Is
What
this the
name?
runner?" And I'm like, "The runner." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" They see my tattoo.
Well, you know, now that I've been more busy with life in general, I haven't been watching as much sports as I would like to. I used to be a big football fan, but then life got busy, so I haven't really watched a whole lot like football.
So at that point, I said, "I'm done."
And we're a Seahawk fan for sure.
And now they are running his fingerprints.
Let's see. That's pretty much it. Football for me.
He's over.
Kaiser, hello. Kaiser, right?
You ever dreamt of getting 2 of your fave Wendy's items for $7? Like a spicy chicken sandwich, day single, or 10-piece nugs? Well, today's the day your oddly specific dream comes true. Really good dream. 2 faves for
Yeah, that's why I do not watch the news.
Wanted fugitive Gonzalo Martinez has put his freedom on the line while trying to.
Oh, you call it soccer.
He's surrounded by
We do like watching soccer from time to time as well.
So I take the fingerprint, and they're waiting for the results to come back. And all these guards are still behind me. I'm still thinking about running.
It's okay.
All right. Hey, he's gonna come back. He's gonna tell us who you are.
Before he can react, the results come back.
Whatever fingerprint came up, either it wasn't mine, or
Glasgow Celtic is my team. Do you play soccer?
I'm sure if it would have said I was one, they would arrest me.
Like for fun?
They didn't.
Well, we have nothing to hold you on right now, but
I used to play soccer when I was younger.
Can't cross. Martinez knows.
I do have children.
He's not willing to push his luck any further, and asks if he can leave.
I'm walking out. I'm trying to walk faster because I don't know if they're gonna come back and say, hey, come back or something. So I'm trying to walk fast. I'm pretty much jogging my way back across. I get back across and just happy.
Martinez returns home and slips back into his life of drug dealing and partying.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
August 2002. Martinez heads to a house party in Juarez.
We're at a house party, me and my friends, and one of my friends got into a jam, to a beef with another rival group of drug dealers.
The confrontation escalates.
It just happened at the heat of the moment, and the shooting took place.
We were in America last summer. Oh, that's cool. It's pretty cool that you get to travel.
A few people were shot.
You're okay. I'm not mad.
I was arrested on the scene of the crime.
Martinez, using his fake paperwork, is tried for the murders as a Mexican citizen. And Mexican officials don't discover his outstanding warrant from the United States. But it isn't long before U.S. law enforcement gets the break they need. The victim's family knows that Martinez is on the run.
They go to the judge and they tell him, you know, he's an American, he ain't Mexican. He's on the run from the U.S. So now the FBI, Mexican FBI gets involved. They start fingerprinting.
I am.
They take off my shirt, pictures of my tattoos, and it comes out. You know, they finally find out.
C-SPAN prank calls.
After 21 months on the run, it's over for Martinez. Law enforcement have their fugitive.
Oh, okay.
Political entanglements hold up the process.
It's not.
It takes 2 years to extradite Martinez back to the U.S.
It's not blue.
The case draws the attention of both governments.
President Fox down in Mexico is working with the State Department and Colin Powell and so on to bring this to a head and to get Gonzalo brought
Hello,
back to
Leah.
Colorado.
When Mr. Martinez was extradited, this was a fairly rare thing. So it indicates the U.S. government cared very deeply about this, and the Mexican government took a real hard decision and decided to cooperate.
Well, we listen to all kinds of music. My husband likes Spanish music a lot.
He wants to stay in Mexican prison.
But we listen to all kinds of music, all kinds of genres.
Even behind bars, he's trying to manipulate the system.
Michael
I
Jackson.
knew prison was my only option.
Into rap,
But it was
okay.
either Mexico or in the U.S. So I tried to catch cases in prison in
Well, I
Mexico.
prefer the old school
I
rap.
stabbed inmates. I called drug cases. I was selling
New
drugs in
school
prison,
is not
and they wouldn't charge me.
the
They
best,
said,
at least for me.
we're not going to charge you. We know you're trying to stop your extradition.
What kind of music do you guys like?
May 2004. Smokey Kurtz gets the call he's been waiting for.
Kurtz here. I'd received a call from the Inspector General, and I was in Pueblo on some business, and received a call from
Billie
him. And
Jean.
said, my passport. You got your passport? And I said, what for? He said, you're going to go to Mexico City and bring back Gonzalo Martinez. So I was total shock.
Martinez is put on a commercial flight for the trip from Mexico City to Denver. And he's still looking for a way out.
His one question to me was, well,
Like, not only are my eyes watery, but my nose is getting watery.
well, do you know how to fly this airplane? He says, no. I said, well, then you better remain in your seat.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I like like Tupac and stuff like that.
After almost
That
3 years on the run,
that kind of rap.
Martinez is brought into custody and taken to Centennial Correctional Facility in Canyon City, Colorado.
No, I don't have COVID. I'm thinking it's allergies. Allergies of some sort.
He'll have to serve the remainder of the sentences that he had in place at the time, which were for the attempted murders. On top of that, I believe he has a 12-year sentence for the escape. So he's got a considerable amount of time that he's going to do. Nowadays, a cold case is something we don't stop on. We're never going to stop until we find guys like this because of the danger.
A new sickness
Martinez
going
almost
around.
got away with it. And in case he's thinking about a repeat performance, the Department of Corrections is prepared.
he's going to stay at a higher custody level for quite some time.
No, I think it's just
We are gonna keep an
allergies.
eye on him. Certainly, he's escaped before. He could escape again.
For Martinez, there's
I
no
feel
remorse,
good. I think it's just
only
allergies.
pride.
We looked at it a lot different. What I did really hasn't been done.
Well, I was born and
I
raised
was
in
Detroit.
America, but
It's different
my
for
parents
you,
are from
especially when you have
Mexico,
nothing to lose and you're
so
stuck here for life.
Hispanic.
Well, you're in the big leagues now.
How was your vacation, sir?
India. Okay.
10% loyalty program discount. That's $225 for the night.
Not bad.
$155 for the night.
Hold up.
Nigeria.
It's easy when you know where to look. Trivago compares hotel prices from hundreds of sites, so you can save up to 40%.
Trivago's my secret tactic.
Hotel? Trivago.
Irish immigrants. Okay.
Murder shocks a small town in Florida.
That's pretty cool.
The mastermind behind the violence, Scott Burnside, is nowhere to be found.
We looked everywhere for Burnside. He was on the run, he was gone.
He flees the country to a South Pacific island
He ran as far as he could possibly run.
and sends the police audio tapes to taunt them.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Scott Burnside. Let's just cut the crap here, guys.
Police are now on a desperate manhunt to track him down. Criminals sometimes try to escape
I still
from
go home
justice.
every year to visit
This
family.
is the story of how one man almost got away with it. July 1990, a ranch right outside Gainesville, Florida. 29-year-old Scott Burnside is in a workshop building a homemade gun silencer out of pipe and steel wool.
Hey, buddy.
College isn't for
His
everybody.
best friend, Dorsey Sanders, joins him. They go over the final details of a plan.
Seems pretty good, man.
It's a plan to kill Dorsey's mother, Joanne Sanders.
The plan was to
Carlos,
catch
he
Joanne Sanders when she was alone, kill her.
I don't know what you
Don't get
what
caught
is
doing
it? What's your
and
business
get
thing?
paid.
You cut trees? Or what's
Dorsey's
it?
father,
Arboritis?
Doc Sanders, is
Or
in
what
the
is
midst
it?
of a bitter divorce.
Hold on, I have to verify what
He's
it
been
what
ordered to
it's
give
called.
his ex-wife
He
Joanne
does tree work.
almost half
He's
of his assets.
he cuts trees. He
Dorsey
climbs
is not going to sit
them
by
and
watch
does
his
all the hard
inheritance
work.
disappear.
The assets totaled well over $1 million.
For Burnside, it's not about cash or property.
What do you do for
He
work?
simply wants to impress Dorsey and his father. Anthony Tonti is the assistant.
My
state
husband's
attorney
camera
on the
shy.
case.
Scott Burnside.
He's
perceived
shy.
Dr. Sanders to be, a money pit, and
A baker.
ingratiated
Oh, okay.
himself
You know how to bake
family
pretty good?
and convinced them that he was the guy that could make things happen.
Doc's son, Dorsey, is like a brother to Burnside.
Dorsey became
A
pretty much
banker,
the best friend.
neurosurgeon.
Actually developed
Okay.
a good business relationship as well, and opened international auto sales just outside of Gainesville.
In India.
Burnside's used car lot business allows him to take care of his family. His wife Tanya, who he married in 1988,
I'm shy
and his son
too.
Charlie, from his first wife.
I would say so. I've been doing.
By mid-July,
So you've been in Baker for 13 years?
the
Okay.
Sanders divorce has reached
You got a lot of
agreement.
experience.
The judge has ordered Doc to pay Joanne a large portion of her settlement, $171,000.
Doc was actually having to write her a check.
Well, I wouldn't say my husband's like super shy in person, but I think he's camera shy.
I guess explode.
Dorsey's determined to protect his inheritance.
I'm shy in
Burnside
person,
helps him come up
but
with a plan.
I guess on the camera it's a little bit different.
Eliminate Dorsey's mother, Joanne. But get someone else.
Yeah, he's a tree surgeon basically.
Burnside recruits John Barrett, a mechanic
Hey, that wouldn't be a bad name for the business,
to
Carlos.
commit the murder.
He started
Tree
working
surgeon?
for us part-time to make a little extra money, pay off one of his cars that he was short of paying for.
So you've been a banker for 20 years and have... Oh, wow. You have a lot of children.
By late July, Burnside is ready to pull the trigger on the plot.
Okay.
He sends Barrett to Joanne's home.
I don't know how you do it because...
To do the job.
He had parked his
That's tough.
car out on the side of 41.
Thank you.
And under ruse, went up to the house.
Make sure to subscribe.
Broken down, and it was needing water.
Barrett approaches Joanne's house.
Yeah, it is a pretty dangerous job. He enjoys it. It's a dangerous, yeah. And he's having to go up really high in the tree, so that's always scary.
His radiator is leaking and asks them for water.
More on the way. Oh my goodness.
Murders them, but he somewhat backed out.
They are in college.
Something about what was happening
6
there.
kids?
So
My
he
goodness.
left.
Central Tennessee State Community College. Okay.
Burnside sends Barrett back to Joanne's home.
That's pretty cool. Your children are all grown up.
This time, Barrett's carrying a gun with a homemade silencer and a large knife.
By an aunt.
He's hoping to find Joanne alone.
I know, right? I'm scared of heights. I don't know how he does it. I think at one point he was scared of heights, but then he just got over it. I think he still kind of, at times, gets a little scared. Especially, like, when the weather, like, when it's windy or something like that. So sometimes he'll, like, physically climb the tree, and other times he uses a bucket truck. I don't know what it's called, but to get him all the way to the top. Yeah. You eat dog and cat in India. Okay. Well, not here. We don't eat cats and dogs here.
Oh my god.
At least I don't.
Bye. I gotta go.
Around 4 p.m., Joanne leaves the house. On her way out, she notices...
No, I have a bird. And yesterday, the day before yesterday, I had my bird on live, and somebody said that they eat
As she was leaving.
parrots in certain parts of the country.
Her carpenter Roger Wilson and fiancé Jerry Clark
I thought that was interesting.
leaving Barrett alone in the house. Barrett anxiously
Yeah, that's
waits for
funny.
Joanne to return home. This time,
Well, I'm
he
short.
decides
I'm only
nothing will
5'1",
stop him
so
from finishing the job.
you're pretty tall.
Wilson
I
returns
think my
alone
husband's
after an
like
hour.
5'8", 5'7". I don't know.
When
He's
he
like
turns his
5'8".
back, Barrett pulls the trigger.
I could be wrong. He may be taller.
Bullet in his head.
Bye. Thank you for subscribing.
With Wilson out of the way, Barrett once
Oh, well,
again
that's not
waits
good.
for Joanne.
So now you only have 2.
Barrett checks his gun and notices it's jammed. He's going to need another weapon.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, Scott Burnside is at the used car lot, 80 miles away. He has no idea that the plot he helped create is spiraling up.
Let's see.
Back at Joanne's house, Clark returns.
Yeah,
to
now
his
you
neighbor,
have to, sadly.
Barrett surprises them, brandishing his pistol. They have no idea it's jammed.
You know what? I've never had curry before.
Down the ground.
I bet that's a big height difference. A huge height
Then
difference.
uses that hatchet to bash their heads. He slashes their throats with a knife. Barrett now has another problem. A neighbor on the street stops by the house looking for Hemingway. Barrett feels he has no choice but to beat him with a hatchet. He then cuts his throat and drags his bloody body to the bedroom closet.
He eliminated 4 people, killed
We're watching Almost Got Away with It. It's on Hulu.
Back at the used car lot, Burnside nervously
Hi,
looks for
Victoria.
news, hoping that he can keep his hands clean. 7 hours later, after taking care of her
That
mother,
is a
Joanne
huge
returns
advantage. Yes, I'm married.
She sees Roger Wilson slumped in a corner. Thinking he had too much to drink, she moves on to her bedroom.
So I'm in the U.S.
And is horrified at the scene before her.
What about you? I think it's always pretty interesting to see where everybody's from.
Within minutes, a team of investigators rushes to Joanne's home. Citrus County Sheriff Charles Dean has witnessed dozens of murders in Florida.
West Side,
But when
right?
he
We're in the
arrives,
West Side?
He's shocked by the carnage.
Oh, John, look at that. That was a gory murder.
We're in the West Side of the U.S. What about you, Victoria?
Discovered you've had 4 people murdered in daylight and not have any direct eyewitness. It's a pretty traumatic occasion.
Captain Jerry Thompson examines the evidence.
I was born in Guatemala slums.
With the body count that this one.
Oh, Guatemala.
The forensics
New
team
York.
carefully
Okay.
examines the footprints, tire tracks, and blood spatter from the killings. As police work the crime scene,
Let's see what else
Barrett
does.
heads to Melrose, Florida, to report back to Burnside.
Where have you been, man?
He looked like he was kind of drunk and crazy. His eyes were kind of
Yeah, we're not too far away from the beach. A few hours.
Burnside's murder plot is a complete fiasco. 4 men are dead, and the intended target, Joanne Sanders, is unharmed.
What's it like with guns in America? I mean, it's scary, but
Connect him to the murders.
I mean, just like with anything, there's. What do you like? You guys, so the UK doesn't have guns?
August 1990. Scott Burnside is just
That's
sent
funny.
a hitman to kill Joanne Sanders. But the plot takes an unexpected twist. And 4 men are dead. Burnside's now worried he'll be connected to the crime.
Why is this truck here?
I asked him, "Were you
Do you have guns in India? Oops.
I said, "Where was this vehicle parked when you killed these women?" Well, you know, it was kind of out in front of her house.
Okay.
The vehicle was
Yeah, we have guns. Obviously, you need a gun permit and whatnot. But, I mean, obviously, some people are still able to purchase guns,
They're coming. I know they're coming.
The intended
you know, from
victim,
others. But
Joanne Sanders, gives police the license tag number from the suspicious truck. Within hours, authorities trace the vehicle tag.
Hi,
to
Stephanie.
International Auto Sales, a used car lot in Melrose, Florida. The owners are Dorsey Sanders, Joanne's son, and his
Oh
business
gosh,
partner,
Coleman.
Scott Burnside.
immediately the bells and whistles started going off because Melrose is where the ex-husband lived. Now
That is not good.
genuinely appeared to be an attempt to kill Joanne Sanders that had gone bad.
Back at the station, police learn about the messy divorce between Doc Sanders and his ex-wife Joanne. They also learn about
Yeah, so I have my
the mysterious
state-issued
visitor
firearm.
who stopped by Joanne's home on several occasions.
So I'm licensed through the state.
Armed with this new evidence, Citrus County detectives go to the car lot to question Burnside.
And we had to go through intense training and whatnot to
Joanne gave them from John's truck. Is connected
physical
to an
training,
individual
and
named
then
John
we
Barrett,
also had to see a
mechanic
psychologist to make sure, you know, everything checked out good.
Police arrest Barrett less than a week after the murders. He confesses to police that the quadruple murder was the result of a botched plot to kill Joanne Sanders. And he tells police it was Scott Burnside who hired him.
People want to see you, Carlos.
Oh, thank you. And I don't believe these people that
There is no question in my mind that Burnside was the cause of John Barrett going to this mobile home.
No, I'm not a Leo. I'm a Taurus.
August 11th,
Born
8 days
April
after the
21st.
murders, Dorsey Sanders and Scott Burnside are charged with conspiracy to commit murder. At this point, the two fugitives
No guns. Did
are
you know
nowhere
that there's
to be
no
found.
guns in the UK? People can't have them?
I drove to Orlando. I'll go stay at a friend's house, and hopefully the dust would settle in a few days, and I come home. That's actually what I believed I was doing.
Burnside and Dorsey meet up at a hotel room and start planning their escape.
The best thing for us to do was go to Mexico. We had connections there, people we could trust, probable phony passports can be arranged for, that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's scary.
Burnside wants one last moment to say goodbye to his wife, Tanya.
Me and my wife can have probably the most serious conversation that we've ever had in our lives.
That is pretty scary.
Basically, made plans for the future.
I'll go.
Blue Lagoon was a movie that was referred to in our conversation. That I was supposed to find a deserted island somewhere that we could live happily ever after.
After a tearful farewell, Burnside's hit with another surprise. On August 15th, Dorsey decides to surrender to authorities. Faced with 4 counts of first-degree murder, Burnside makes a decision that will forever change his life.
Oh, law enforcement officer. Okay. I thought you asked if I was a Leo.
It's going to cease to exist. I got $2,000 in my pocket.
So I'm a parole officer. Similar to
Calls the one
police
person
work.
he can trust, his mother, who's living in Orlando.
So I guess the way I like to describe it is law officers are more they're community based, and I'm specifically law enforcement to specific individuals.
Burnside's mother, Susan, is a reservation clerk for a major airline carrier.
No, I'm
She
not a
uses
CO.
her
I'm a
employee privileges
Pearl.
to get her son a free ticket to Washington, D.C.
So I supervise people that get released from jail or prison, and I make sure that they follow their court order conditions. And if they're not, then I arrest them.
Burnside flies to Washington, D.C. under a fake name and checks into a rundown motel. To save money, he quickly adopts a diet of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
It's a good job.
At night, he gets drunk to numb his fears of being caught.
What is it that you do?
I was an emotional wreck. So at night, I would go get some beer or a bottle of booze or something and drink enough to go to sleep every night. When I talked to my mom, sometimes it got hard, and I still miss Tanya, I still miss my son.
After a week of living in a rundown motel, Burnside's anxious to get settled.
Is there a lot of gang activity over there?
I needed a job, I needed ID, somewhere to get around.
Okay.
So I bought a bicycle. During the days, that's what I was doing, sightseeing, learning the town.
No, I'm not.
Burnside realizes he needs an alias to conceal his past. He takes on a new name, Scott Lazarus. With a new identity, Burnside moves
Well,
into an apartment.
we deal with all kinds of people. You know, most of these people started off with rough, you know,
Painting under the table, of course.
not the greatest life.
Survived the whole time I was.
And so we deal with a lot of people that have experienced a lot of trauma in all areas. You know, poverty, homelessness, drug addiction, physical abuse, mental abuse, sexual abuse. So for a lot of these people, you know, crime is all they know. And so it can be really hard to rehabilitate them when they, you know, live the life they lived for forever.
In late September, Citrus County investigators get a sudden tip. They find out that Susan is flying to Minneapolis to attend a hobby trade show. Investigators are certain that she's planning a secret.
You're in
meeting with her
Texas?
son.
Okay.
It's their best chance to finally capture Burnside.
We pretty quickly determined that Scott Burnside
Thank you,
was
Liana.
going to be a resource for him. She worked for an airline. She had access to airplanes. She could move him around very easily.
Investigators quickly pull together a
I'm not
surveillance team.
nervous.
They follow Susan to Minneapolis and check into the same hotel.
I'm just dealing with watery eyes, so like my eyes are like hurting. They're stinging.
The cops get ready to trail her. They're convinced that this could
Make
be
sure
the
to
last
subscribe if you're new. Trying to get my watch hours up, but it's so damn hard. Last time I checked, I had about 800 subscribers. I don't know where I'm at now. You know, some people did mention that they subscribed, so. Thank you, Taha, for subscribing. I appreciate it. What's my content? Well, it's a little bit of everything. My husband gets mad at me because he wants me to have specific content, but I do a little bit of everything. It's just a little bit of everything. My job, talk about my job, talk about our horses, sports, a little bit of everything.
More than 30 days
Thank you
have
so
passed
much.
Since 4 men were brutally murdered in
Yeah, my husband always tells me, you need to do something specific
Police believe
and stick to it.
trail of fugitive Scott Burnside.
I do cook.
When Burnside's mother, Susan, makes a trip to Minneapolis, detectives suspect she's planning to meet with her son.
I do.
Investigators follow Susan closely. But there's no sign of Burnside. They monitor her phone calls and never let Susan out of their sight.
My favorite. Hi, Emily. My favorite color.
Susan still makes no attempt to meet with her son.
I like maroon.
Checks out of the
Like
hotel
maroon's a nice color.
and gets back on a plane to Orlando. It's a dead end for investigators.
No, I haven't done a whole lot of content on cooking. I have a few videos that I've done a little bit. Like, I've done a few shorts here and there, but...
Back in Washington, D.C., Burnside feels a rush of loneliness.
But I think I should do more of that.
Homesick.
Listen to your husband. He knows best.
I know I can't call anybody in my past.
Somebody said that I should listen to you. That you know what's best.
Not seeing my wife, not being with her. It's like all over good friends.
He just laughed.
Hey, Michelle, where's Tanya?
Michelle tells Burnside that Tanya is staying in Philadelphia with another man.
I've just been exploring like different content stuff because I don't know. I need to figure out what works and what doesn't work, and so a little bit of everything. Right now it's 6:28 p.m.
As soon as he arrives in Philadelphia,
I agree.
Burnside calls Tanya.
Men don't always know what's best. I agree.
I don't care what you do to get here. I gotta see.
3 hours go by, and Tanya still hasn't shown up.
Yeah, I'm in the West.
Then he finally spots her walking towards him.
You know what? We actually went to a UFC fight. Was it last year, babe? They're asking if you like UFC. We don't watch it like on TV, but we did get free tickets to go watch UFC like live in person, and it was actually pretty fun. It was kind of scary though, I'm not gonna lie. You know, seeing blood and hearing the kicks and the punches and all that, because we were like literally front row. But we don't watch it on TV, but I mean, it's pretty interesting. I think it's pretty cool. Scary.
So she left, and then
Hi. Make sure to subscribe.
and that was it. Agreed to meet up at some future date.
From Inglewood. Okay.
Burnside can't get Tanya out of his mind. He's heartbroken and depressed. In addition,
Thank you. I appreciate it.
as each day passes. He decides to change his appearance.
I got some funny looking glasses and growed a beard and a mustache, looking over my shoulder everywhere I went, of course.
Back in Florida, investigators continue to build their case against Burnside. They also begin collecting evidence to arrest Doc Sanders.
A Rams fan? No, we're Seahawks. Thank you.
Doc remains free. Burnside continues to live in fear.
Conor McGregor.
I'm sitting there shaking in my shoes.
Okay, I've heard of him. I think I've seen a few of his fights actually.
Burnside's greatest weakness.
Yeah, that's a big no-no.
The need to stay in contact with family is constantly
Guilty for rape. Yep, no thanks.
I figured it's a good time to have my mother bring my son to visit me.
When my dad went on a run, you know, I was very confused.
You know, this is actually my second live.
I wanted to make sure he was okay. And you know, I didn't hear from him. I didn't know. No one knew anything.
In January 1991, Burnside
It's my second live
with his 11-year-old
live video, and
it's been 5 months since Charlie has seen his father.
When we arrived and I seen my dad, I did not recognize him. But yeah, once I got up to him and actually gave him a hug, you know, I knew it was my dad, and it was, you know, it was a great experience for me. I missed my dad terribly while he was gone. I really needed him there with me because he was definitely my heart.
make sure to check out my other videos, you guys. Yes, I'm a parole officer. Well, I went to school for 4 years. I got my bachelor's degree. I went through some intense training. It probably was like a 6, 7, 8, about a 10 week course training. But here where I'm at, you need a 4-year degree to become a parole officer. So it's doable. Patty Pimlett and Tom Aspinall are 2 British fighters you should watch out for in UFC now. Okay.
Closed down the bars, went to
Something I'll look into.
ordered a bunch of food.
And then I have prior experience as well with my other jobs that I used to have. I used to be a juvenile correction officer, so that gave me some of the experience that I needed to become a parole officer. I was also a guardian ad litem, and basically my job at that point was to advocate for children that have been taken away from their parents, and just making sure that reunification was in their best interest.
So he just helped me out to the car.
All right, well, thank you for watching and subscribing. No, I'm not from California.
We just had a couple customers in here, totally unruly.
Waitress, I guess, didn't like that too much.
So you might want to check it out.
and called the police.
Burnside passes out cold in the front seat of the car.
Oh, I'm gonna have to watch the interview.
Then suddenly,
Thank you.
he's jolted awake.
You take care too.
Light shines in his face.
Are you okay, sir?
Police knocked on the window. Flashlight shining in my face. Step out of the car, sir. I step out of the car. Well, it's finally over.
No, I'm not.
Must make sure
My family's Catholic, but I'm not religious. I don't have a specific religion.
2 times the protein to pack more play into every day. And delicious fruity flavors that every kid will love. Try it
Catholic.
today.
Okay.
When you smell the amazing scent of game flings, time stops.
Catholic myself. My phone's about to die.
Races.
It's at 9%.
Your eyes close. And you realize you're in love. With the laundry detergent.
All right, you guys. Well, I'm going to be logging off. Thank you for all that have commented, that have liked and subscribed. I really do appreciate it.
Start making some really weird noises.
If your check engine light comes on tomorrow,
And hopefully your team wins.
easily cost thousands.
It's that transmission.
All right. Take care.
You could never
Till
pay
next time.
for a costly repair again.
They covered a $14,000 engine